Hey guys, welcome back to Living 757. Now, Patricia, we were just talking about this earlier that school is back in session, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it's time for the kids to be safe out there. It's more of a job for the drivers on the road just as much as it is for the educators and parents, of course, to keep these kids safe. And here to tell us a little bit more about keeping these kids safe to and from school from Huffman Huffman, David Ratz, attorney. How you doing, man?
Sir.
Good. How are you guys?
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Now, David, before we even get started, our thing is the sock game. Okay, can I see your sock game today?
I think I still have you beat.
I think he's,
hold up,
ready.
hold up.
Look at that.
I thought I was doing something. You know what? These colors are amazing, man. Thank you for showing me up
I think
again.
he knows the game already.
Yes, he definitely does.
He was ready.
All right, so we know the rules of the sock game, but let's talk about the rules of keeping these kids safe on the streets, walking the crosswalks and all that stuff going to school.
Yeah, well, obviously, as drivers, we just have to be extra vigilant these days. School is back in. That means there are kids everywhere.
Yeah.
That means there are drivers everywhere. People going back to school, teachers going back to school over the summer. So a lot more volume on the streets. But you got to keep in mind, too, we have lowered speed limits in school zones, right? There are bus stops where buses are going to be picking up kids, leaving kids, but kids are going to be gravitating to from the neighborhoods as well. So just keep that in mind. Residential speed limits at max are usually 25 miles an hour, but sometimes lower.
Why are you looking at me? When I'm in a school zone, I'm very good, Quincy. You never saw me driving on those areas.
Because you're going so fast, Patricia.
But you got to remember,
that's not true.
kids are unpredictable too,
Yes.
so you've got to be
That's
very
true.
careful of that. So.
Yes, those are very important rules to follow. But now, I have a car here, and I want to show you how that works, Quincy. You want to
show me how the car works?
No, not how the car works.
I mean,
like
this is a well-paved
how slow,
road.
you can go when you see. You want to be? Who's gonna be the pedestrian?
I think we should have Quincy be the pedestrian.
I'm not standing on this table
look,
to be
in
a pedestrian.
fact, look, I came prepared.
David,
He's ready.
Pedestrian one
I love
and
it.
pedestrian two.
hold on, so I get a chance to have a face on my. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do this.
That's right.
All right, and then in case there's two kids crossing the street. All right. Okay, so as soon as it's time, I will, I don't know what camera's gonna capture me walking across the street.
My
Okay.
earphone.
Okay,
you have
so
to
I'm
go. So
distracted
now,
driver.
I'm a distracted driver.
Yes, of course, you have the car.
Oh, okay, if I'm a distracted driver, I'm not gonna. Okay, how are you gonna work?
Well, you know what, what is the most important things about distracted driving that could be a dangerous situation for
Ladies.
something like this?
Well, again, with it being, school kids and it being the time when schools are back in section,
No.
distractions could be a problem on the roadway anytime. So even more so now, drivers have to pay attention and keep in mind those things that they're rushing off to work, eating, putting on makeup, talking on their cell phone. Also, you have student drivers, right?
Yes.
Some for the first time.
Maybe for the first time.
They've got friends in the car. They're trying to get their breakfast in before they have to be to class, or they don't want to, they're running to class late, or they're playing with the radio. So those are all important things that we have to be careful. Anytime you drive, but especially now when there are kids and people outside, bus stops and school zones.
Right, and then
So when it comes to us, the parents, what we can do to remind our kids to stay safety on the bus stops and in the school area, and just work together with them.
look both ways.
The best thing you do is have conversations with your kids. I have 3 of them. These are conversations I've had with them every year. You can talk about what routes they're taking to school. You can talk about, which side of the street they should walk on, where they should go to the school, which parking lot entrance. You can have discussions on, crosswalks and intersections, where the best places to walk are,
Yes.
like Quincy, where not to walk.
Quincy,
Those are
see,
all things.
follow the instruction. That's not the right place to walk.
And as I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of new student drivers every
Yes.
year, right? So have a conversation with your students. How many
Yes.
kids are they going to allow in the car? The state law has something to say with that.
Another thing that I noticed is most of the students in the morning, they walk with earpads or earphones, and they're just crossing on their own word. They're not even looking side to side. That's very dangerous. Please don't do that.
Yeah, and as a driver, you have to try and anticipate a child as much as you can. But guess what? If the bus is coming down this way and the child is on the opposite side of the street, guess where they're probably going? They may be late. They may come out from behind the car.
That's true.
So you have to try and anticipate that. There may not be a crosswalk there, and they may cross right in the middle of the block. So
Yeah.
they've gotta be
Anticipation is
careful.
key, David, and of course, if people have any any questions, they can always reach you guys where?
At Huffman Huffman.
Huffman and Huffman, brothers in law. We have the information right there on the screen. Well, David, thank you so much. We love this kind of information. I think it's very helpful for parents, for kids, and for everybody.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. I always enjoy it.
Now,
No
you
problem.
want me to do it like the right way? Like a Patricia driving?
Oh, girl, no. Okay, well, you know what? It's always good to pay
That's
attention.
not true. I would not
It's
do it
always
like
good
that.
to pay attention
And
when it
Quincy,
comes
you
to
can always
saving
call
lives.
You can
of
always call
course.
Huffman and Huffman.
Yes, Huffman and
So
Huffman,
that's
right.
right.
He got a case already on me.